Welcome to Coffee and Comments, where our comments are as delicious as our coffee. Today we're going to review Catch Me If You Can. I don't know how I haven't seen this movie. I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan, and we'll get to our review right after we get our coffee. Today we're drinking a Colombian blend. Went straight to Colombia myself, picked it up. Fantastic, delicious, pure Colombian espresso. So now I'm joking. Medium roast, Green Mountain, Kid Cup, you know me, gang gang. So like I said, I don't know how I hadn't seen this movie, but it was fantastic. Again, I'm a huge Leo fan. This is more of a young Leo, but huge Leo fan, and it was, I love everything about it. So this movie is actually a true story. It's about a guy named Frank Abagnale Jr., who was a real con artist. I mean, he did literally a majority of the things that they show in this movie. He faked being a pilot. He faked being a doctor. He faked being a lawyer. Actually, he actually did pass the bar exam. And I'll get to how I found that out and what he actually did at the end of our review. Characters in this movie, you have Leonardo DiCaprio, obviously, as the main actor. He plays Frank Abagnale Jr., You have Christopher Walken, who plays Frank Abagnale Sr., his dad. You have Tom Hanks, who plays Carl Hanratty, FBI agent that's chasing after Leo. And then you have a lot of just cameo actors as well. You have Elizabeth Banks, who plays a random bank teller in a random bank. You also have Jennifer Garner, who plays an escort at a hotel. You have a good cast of people in this movie. So great budget, I'm assuming, for this movie. My thoughts, great movie. Absolutely loved every minute of it. I was on pins and needles the whole time watching it. I was so captivated by this movie. When he had the wedding and the FBI shows up, oh my God. I was like, get out, get out, get out, get out. They should rename this movie from Catch Me If You Can to Bro How. Because the whole time I was like, bro, how is he getting away with this stuff? How? Like, when he's in the airplane and he's just flying around, and I'm like, how is nobody just questioning this guy as a pilot? Just sitting there or whatever. Like, if he was black, he for sure wouldn't have got away with any of this stuff, right? And so, but I was just like, how is this guy getting away with this stuff? How is he, these checks, these different things? I'm like, man. And this dude was a salesman. His dad, when he had the necklace, I was like, where did he get this necklace from? And then later in the movie, they show kind of what the necklace is, and I was like, these dudes are freaking smart. These dudes can sell their ass off, especially Christopher Walken's dad. He was selling. He was a salesman, just didn't make it in life. But Frank Jr. was definitely a salesman. They can sell their ass off. It did have a slow start though. Like when you watch it, I was like, okay, this backstory build up is a little slow. Like they could have penciled some of this stuff in and peppered it in, but that's the smallest critique I have for this movie. Like, this movie was absolutely fantastic. Every time I watched it, I was like, I will watch this movie again, like right now. It was that good. Like, this is probably one of my favorite movies now. I wouldn't say top 10, but definitely a good movie. This movie actually spawned the show White Collar, which I knew White Collar before I knew this movie. So I loved White Collar. So before I even watched this movie, before I even watched this movie, I knew I was probably gonna love it because I love the show White Collar. And I did. This movie was absolutely fire. I recommend it to every single person every single person should go watch this movie. Tonight, tomorrow night, whatever you guys are doing, go watch this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Feel free to check it out. You won't disappoint. You won't be disappointed. Rating wise, I give this an 8.5. I was thinking 8.2 the whole time I was watching the movie, but Leo gets a little bit of a bump in my book just because he's my favorite actor. So 8.5 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Thanks for tuning in. Coffee and Comments. And for those that tuned in, that want to know, he actually studied for 8 weeks for the bar exam. So he took it 3 different times, failed twice, and passed the 3rd time. So he actually was a legitimate licensed lawyer in Louisiana. It just took some time. So he actually studied for it. How he got to apply for the bar, he faked his degree in law, and then applied for the bar. And then actually studied for the bar and passed his 3rd time. So he technically was a licensed lawyer in Louisiana, just faked it his way into that.